Good morning and welcome to the Brick by Brick podcast with Ronald Pauleus. I'm your host, and today we're diving into a game changing concept. I'm going to look at a book. It's called Rocket Fuel by Gino Wickman and Mark Winters. Revolutionary book in regards to business and entrepreneurship. I want to talk about how you can unlock your business potential. And so, Rocket Fuel isn't just about business growth, it's about combining talents and skill sets to build something unstoppable. And so, I want to talk about a visionary and an integrator and how they come together to rocket fuel a business. What is rocket fuel? Well, it's a powerful concept that talks about how two different types of people complement each other, and when they team up, they can really go far. When I read this book, and it was extremely insightful. There are two types of people. Not everyone falls into this camp. Some people have certain tendencies for one. Some people have all the qualities for the other. Some people have qualities of both. But usually, a person operates or functions at a higher capacity in one of these roles. Okay. Let's first talk about an integrator. Integrator is someone who puts the parts of the business together. Think someone who likes spreadsheets. Think someone who enjoys being at a computer, someone who's techie and engineer, someone who wants to make sure that all the components of a vehicle is working so that the vehicle can go forward and move. Now, when you think about that person, that's the integrator. Now, think about a visionary. A visionary is the person who dreams. They see the future, they see what can be, what is yet to be, and they also see how to get there. We had a visionary who told us, we're going to get a man on the moon. But it was integrators. It was integrators who gave us the spreadsheets, who did the math on what it looks like to make that happen. They complement each other. They work together. Okay? Without both, the rocket either does not get off the ground or it crashes mid-flight. Both are needed. The visionary sees where we're headed. The integrator in the back makes sure the components are functioning to propel us forward. Another way to think about this is visionaries are the idea generators, right? Sorry, my allergies are just kicking my butt this season. But we're going to keep going. Raw, unedited podcast. Visionaries are idea generators. They're the big thinkers. They're the one that's constantly coming up with new concepts. Creative, passionate, forward-thinking, innovative, comfortable taking risks, and sometimes distracted by shiny objects. Here's one. Sometimes their struggle. They struggle with the day-to-day management of things. I gotta put this in a spreadsheet. I gotta track my KPIs, key performance indicators. Like, gotta do this. Visionaries are the rocket's thrust. They create the energy, the momentum, but without the integrator, it spirals out of control. In other words, they're the ones that make sure the steering wheel is heading in that direction, is pointed and geared towards that direction. The buttons needed to take off are working. The integrator is the stabilizer. They're practical, they're organized, they're great at managing people and processes. They're focused on execution and follow through. When this happens, we're supposed to make this happen. Okay. When that happens, this is the next following action in the sequence to allow us to continue to go forward. Integrators are the rocket's guidance system. They ensure the rocket stays on course, it doesn't fall apart mid-flight. Now, you have these two types of different people. They come together and they just propel forward. Why? Because think about it like this. There's two people. Have you ever been on or seen those bikes that allow two people to be on the bike? That is rocket fuel, in a sense. The one person's in the front, they're the visionary. They're the only one that has the ability, the real ability to steer. The person in the back is there simply for power. Both are pedaling in this analogy, but only one is taking them where they should go. Only one has a vision to get them there, if you will. The other person in the back is just pedaling, making sure the system is going. Alone, the visionary could do it. Yeah, for sure he could. The integrator could do it. Yeah, for sure he could. For sure she could. Yeah, people could do it alone, no doubt. But they can go further together. Why? Because one, we're done with the bicycle analogy. In this business relationship, one gets to focus on their superpower. So for me, as a visionary, I enjoy networking with people. I enjoy connecting with people. I have dreams and vision. I have ideas on how we can acquire more properties, who we could reach out to. Here's an idea for you, right? Just to show you some of my dreaming. I am building relationships with probate lawyers. Why? Because probate lawyers are in connection with families who have loved ones who've passed away, and those loved ones have left behind property. Most of the time, or several times, that property is owned outright by that loved one who passed away, or there's a small mortgage on it. They've lived in it for however many years. Sometimes it's not the case. But probate lawyers are in connection with these people. Sometimes these people do not even have money to pay for a probate lawyer. My specific probate lawyer charges me about $5,000 to $6,000 to do a probate case. Well, I pay my probate lawyer. He takes care of the family, and I purchase the property that's being probated on. Now I have a probate lawyer who runs into these families who cannot pay for the fee themselves, or they have paid for the fee themselves, and now they have a property they really don't want to mess with. They've already taken the few things they want, the few memories they want to have, the few items that were theirs when they were children or something to that effect, and now they don't really want to deal with it. The probate lawyer calls me 2 weeks ago. My probate lawyer says, hey, here's a property. 3 sisters, one lives in the property, the 2 others do not. The 2 others want to sell. The one in the property really doesn't want to sell and actually wants to contest the probate, although the will says the property is to be sold. I show up on the scene. I have a conversation with the sister living in the property and the executor of the estate. And I get the sister who's contested the property came to herself and was like, okay, yeah, you're right. I just need to sell. She made this conclusion before I got there. And I got there and I helped solidify it. Now it's not a contested probate. Everybody's on the same page. And as a closer, I closed them right then and there. They were at a $90,000 asking price when I talked to the executor on the phone. Then at the appointment, we were at $85,000, and I got them all the way down to $60,000 in light of the repairs and what was needed on the property. It wasn't a caked up, ready to go property. And so my probate lawyer gave me that relationship. I cultivated it and I built it and got it closed. We're closing here in a few weeks. Here's another idea that I have. I am cultivating relationships with people in the senior living industry. Because they're running into people who are elderly and they can't live by themselves on their own. They have a huge property. Most of them have paid it off. They're in their 70s, 80s, 60s. And I come in and I offer an as-is cash value or something else that works. Creative, seller finance, whatever it is. And I have people sending me relationships and saying, hey, talk to this couple. They need assisted care as soon as possible. Awesome, we can close in 2 weeks. That's that visionary side of me. But I need an integrator to build back systems to let me know where all the networking events are for senior living people and senior living officials so I can show up there. I need an integrator to build a trifold and all of these back end things, build a website. I still don't have a website for this. I need someone to build that so I can focus on my superpower, building those relationships. And they focus on their superpower. They don't want to be out there networking. They don't want to be out there having these relationships and having these conversations. They don't. But I do. So that's the ability. So what you got to do, closing thoughts here, what you got to do is find out where your superpower is. What are your superpowers? What are the things that you just shine? You shine, shine, shine. What are the things that make sense for you to hammer on, go strong on, and just kill it? Just kill it, kill it, kill it. And then find somebody else who has a superpower you need for the things you need to do, but you don't like to do. You see what I'm saying? I don't like building a website. I could be spending my time talking to people, building relationships. But there is somebody out there who loves building websites and doesn't want to spend his time building relationships. And that's where we complement each other and come in and we rocket fuel, we propel our business. And so what does that look like? Who can you connect with? Who's that person that will help propel both of you guys will help each other in propelling your business and taking it off or to make it to the moon? You see, rocket fuel is not about flawless execution. It's about working with others. Visionaries, integrators coming together, leveraging, that's a key point, leveraging each other's strength, sharing the load, and going forward together. It's the question, who, not how. So, what are you doing to build a life worth living today, this week, brick by brick?